Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first match of Corsace Closed 2023. The biggest 1v1 tournament of the year, the one that you should look for the top tournament talents duking it out. I'm Sad Shiva. Joined by me is the wonderful Dio for the first match of this tournament between maliszewski and Mastasz.
Yeah, it's definitely the first match of the tournament, and it's going to be an interesting one. Maliszewski, seed number 1 out of qualifiers and widely regarded as the best tournament player in the world, versus Mastasz from the same country, 2 Poles duking it out. But unfortunately for Mastasz, I think a pretty hard matchup out of the gate in round of 16 here. The stats don't really lie in this case. There are some matchups where you can say, oh, you know, one player is really heavily underrepresented or doesn't really, get a fair shot based on the stats. But I think in this case, Maliszewski really is the favorite to sweep in this case. Maybe 6-1 or 6-2 if we see Mastasz put up some good scores on some of the Nomads. I do think the stamina stat is a little bit of a lie for Mastasz. Usually a very good Nomad 2 player, usually a very good Nomad player in general. Kind of struggles on the low approach rate reading, but overall a really solid player on the Nomad Hard Rock and sometimes DT as well. So I think there are particular picks where Mastasz can contest Maliszewski, but overall it's definitely a one-sided matchup on paper for Maliszewski, so hoping to see him continue the dominance he has already shown, starting out as the number 1 seed in qualifiers.
A lot of people like to call this the father and son matchup. Mastasz, well regarded as being a very, very long-standing top player, and also being a father, which is always fantastic. And against the young, dominant prodigy like Maliszewski is like master against student, but the student is like 10 years more experienced. It's one of those kind of matchups, storyline wise. But yeah, no, you kind of made the rundown here. Maliszewski being obviously a star player, number 1 seed for the reason, one of the best, if not the best tournament player in the world. And I think this tournament is definitely going to solidify that if he does go on the run that many people expect. But yeah, we've kind of run down Mastasz's strengths, kind of strong on the Nomad, very strong on the Hard Rock. He's definitely got the ability to fight on certain picks, but it's safe to say that with Maliszewski being such a prominent hidden player in particular, and also on the tech, Mastasz just wants to get rid of not only a strong weakness of his, but a very strong power from Maliszewski being in that reading, being in that gimmick, and just being in the hidden in general.
We actually already have the bans done, by the way, so we're going to just move it along here. It's actually Hard Rock 3, Hard Rock 1 ban from Maliszewski, which makes sense. We do have Mastasz as a really strong Hard Rock player in general, and both of those maps are multi-skill maps, so if you're not really comfortable on the Hard Rock, it's going to be relatively difficult to perform well on them. DT2 ban from Mastasz and Hidden 1 ban from Mastasz are definitely interesting. I was definitely expecting double reading bans from Mastasz, as he's really going to struggle on the low approach rate reading in comparison to Maliszewski, but the stamina pick, for example, in DT2 is also something that Maliszewski might actually have an edge on. Mastasz, a very good flow aim player, a very good Nomad 2 player, but speed is not something that he's super strong on, and of course hidden aim is something that Maliszewski is really good on. But that leaves up both the reading maps and this Nomad 4 is something that Maliszewski should be very, very strong on. Lots of really tricky aim control, finger control on this map. Not quite as many sort of really ridiculous sliders in this map as you find in a lot of 2023 tech maps, but still very, very difficult for a couple of other reasons in this map with the finger control and the aim control and the absolutely ridiculous wiggle streams.
Yep, and we're already going into the opening pick here. Nomad 4 for Maliszewski straight off the bat. Here we go. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Corsace Closed 2023. We're kicking off our first match of the tournament here. And Nomad 4 is going to be the first pick for Maliszewski. Not a surprise at all. Did we get a check for audio here? I'm not hearing audio in the stream. But that might just be a Discord side. But if we were just look onto the map so far, what we're seeing at the moment, we're seeing very clearly a dominant start from Maliszewski. We're seeing multiple breaks here. No kind of major holding combo, but it's the accuracy that's kind of the big outlier here.
Yeah, and I know there's no audio on the stream either. It looks like It looks like Mastasz's game client is also completely bugged. Bancho is definitely messing up with that one, so hopefully we can get a panic there and some audio from the game client onto the stream soon. In the meantime, zero audio banger. There we go. Yeah, I think this map is going about as expected. maliszewski not FCing, but quite far ahead regardless on this pick, and there's not really a lot that Mastasz can do, especially when Bancho is sabotaging him like this. I mean, all the misses he's dropping to the Bancho are just, it goes crazy.
Hard to tell what exactly is going on for Mastasz, but he's struggling a little bit. You can see the kind of the score kind of going up and down. That's kind of a, because on screen he's missing a lot, but once it updates, once the tick kind of goes back up, you can see the score update. So you can't really tell exactly what Mastasz is doing, but it's safe to say he's trying his best. But against maliszewski so far, nearly 200,000 score, and the map is already over. There's not really nothing Mastasz can do. Bancho's just completely screwed him over, it seems. But with that, maliszewski takes map number 1.
It's an expected first pick. If the tech map is up, maliszewski is going to pick it, and he's probably going to win it. So, pretty expected outcome there. I was expecting maliszewski to do better on that map. I'm not going to lie. I think think his cap for score on that is a lot higher. Hopefully, Mastasz is not like that on every map, but we'll see how that goes soon. I'm definitely expecting Mastasz to pick the other Hard Rock that's left open, that Hard Rock 2. Double ban from Hard Rock from maliszewski, so it would make sense to see that. But if we see him pick into one of the more mechanics-focused Nomads, I also wouldn't be surprised at that at all.
Now let's look at the picks here for Mastasz. As you already mentioned before, kind of decently rounded the Nomad side, but also most prominent on that Hard Rock. But considering maliszewski's gotten rid of 2 of his core strengths here in the Hard Rock 1 and Hard Rock 3, precision's kind of all he can go for. But outside of that, I'd say Nomad 1's a valid pick, and he's gone for it for sure. First pick here for Mastasz being Nomad 1.
Yep, mechanics map in Nomad. No surprises there. Still a very solid pick for Mastasz. A lot of this map focuses on slightly awkward jumps, but a lot of them are just really comfortable as well. And Mastasz's client is going to do the thing again. Oh my god.
Oh, dear.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't seen this bug before, but it's here. It's here to stay, I guess. It's still going. Okay. Well, you can watch maliszewski, and we'll see how Mastasz's score updates over time, because clearly he's not actually missing every single note, right? This is obviously not what's happening. So we're gonna watch maliszewski for the map to describe how this is going, and just watch for the score updates, because every once in a while it'll tick up by like 20,000 score. Mastasz actually ahead in score at the moment, as you can tell when his score updates, it switches over to his side once again. But you can see a lot of slightly awkward jumps, couple of streams here and there, bit of slider aim in this map, but really mostly comfortable stuff, mostly comfortable jump aim, built through pattern aim and pattern jumps all throughout the map.
Yeah, so far so good for both of these players here. Despite the client majorly screwing over Mastasz, you can see once the tick comes through, you can see he's actually taking the lead a little bit here. Be that inaccuracy, most likely, but keeping that lead ahead. Slowly but surely. It's getting very, very close, though. You can't really tell if it's flipped for maliszewski or not, whether there's been a major ag drop, because the client is really not making this easy for us. But so far, maliszewski is holding on to a solid combo here on the first third of this map with 99.2 accuracy. It's safe to say that Mastasz is definitely rivaling it here, but a break could happen at any point. Can't really tell what's going on, though. Big jump section, though, which could change this factor. maliszewski refuses to drop.
It looks like Mastasz actually did drop. Nope, definitely didn't. Definitely did not. I saw his combo for a second. Okay, he's got 700 plus combo actually. So this is a reverse choke from maliszewski, and looks like full combo still going strong for Mastasz at the moment. Yeah, 99.7% full combo for Mastasz at the moment. He caught it there during the spinner, just barely.
Good eye, Dio. Very, very good eye. I didn't notice that, so I'm glad we got that bit of an update here. You can clearly understand now why he picked this. He feels really, really comfortable on this. As you mentioned, pretty comfortable and kind of on the mechanics heavy side. It does have a few share of awkward sections, just like this one. This slider spam jump could trick someone up, but it doesn't seem to trip off either of our players so far. Mastasz still holding on to that lead by about 50k around there. Maliszewski, though, with that single and miss only on, a drop. That's going to be huge for Mastasz. As long as he's holding on here, he's going to have a massive advantage now. Going to the last third of this map. If he is to break soon, then there might be potential for Maliszewski to come back. But the early break being a little bit of a deficit, giving Mastasz that kind of a nearly 100k lead almost. And it's not helping his case that Mastasz is seemingly still holding. Oh yeah, 4,600, you saw that flash for a moment. Not 46, sorry, 4.6 million, no, not 4.6 million, 460,000, I think. Oh, you know what, I can't even tell anymore.
I think Mastasz did actually break at some point, but he still has some combo to his name, and comboed longer than Maliszewski. You can see the score is not that much higher. It's about a 50k, 40k score lead for Mastasz. When you do see the score pop up every once in a while, it looks like he's got about 60, 70 combo lower than Maliszewski. But the early combo lead from Maliszewski reverse choking, breaking in the first 100 combo of the map, is enough to keep Mastasz in the lead for now. You can see 540k to 505k or so on the last reset for Mastasz, now up to 550 plus k. So the ending of this map, as long as Mastasz holds, he should be able to hold on to this lead and keep the point on this Nomad 1. We'll have to consult the MP link at the end of this one, but it should still go Mastash's way. Yeah, just barely ahead here at the end. If he holds at the end, it should be enough.
I think that's it. I think Mastasz does get it. Wow. Just barely, though. Wow. That's about 30,000, I believe. That's quite close. Quite close to you. Quite a close score. Now you can see the final scores here. Yeah, that was very, very close from Mastasz.
Yeah,
great clutch, though. Solid win there.
We're gonna reset Mastash's player window during the break here. Hopefully that fixes things. And we'll hopefully get everything back ready to go again. But for now, 1-1. And Mastasz, not going down without a fight, will win the Nomad Mechanics pick. I'm expecting one of the remaining hiddens to be picked up by Maliszewski. Mastasz does not like hidden. And all of the remaining speed picks are relatively playable for Mastasz. No, it's actually going to be the Nomad 3. Okay.
Nomad 3 not being too bad of a pick. Maliszewski's maybe saving up for those guaranteed victories. Of course, Nomad 4 being one of those, just for an opening pick to get some opening momentum. But maybe he's saving up for that not hidden 2, maybe that Nomad 6 that he's kind of saving up to give himself a guaranteed win, because Mastasz is not known to be prominently strong on this. In fact, it being kind of an outlying weakness for him. But banning that hidden 1 in double time 2 is surprising. Maybe he wants to kind of outline Maliszewski's strengths rather than weaknesses. But if that's the case, I'm a little bit surprised to see the double time 2 banned here and not the Nomad 4. But regardless, he's definitely got a strategy going on with this. He's got an idea of what he wants to play and what he wants to do, and that Nomad 3 is the next pick for Ristel. We're going to see if he can make this 2-1.
It seems like there are some... Okay, there we go. We are into it now. And Mastasz is still doing the thing. Oh my god. I mean, actually... Alright. I have no idea what causes this, by the way. I've literally never seen this before in a training client.
This is a very weird bug. I have not seen this before. Normally you get this when Bancho is still trying to load a few assets into the player windows. And so sometimes you may see like a few Bancho misses as they load in, but I have not seen something like this before. So this is quite out of our comfort zones here. It's a bit hard to find a surefire fix, so I can imagine production is trying their best and scrambling to find the right thing. You can't blame them for it. They are trying their best at the moment. But looking at this Nomad 3 so far, we're already about a third of the way through. And Maliszewski holding on to a beautiful SS here. This Nomad 3 being the OWC 2020 Nomad 3. Very awkward, heavy, kind of a control-heavy ult. You can already kind of see it here. It's got a good hybrid of snap and flow aim, but is generally very, very control-heavy. You can already see a few of those awkward sections. Maliszewski may drop that 100 to lose his SS, but he's still holding on marvelously here, showing this comfort, and the slider streams don't seem to phase him either. He's looking good so far.
Yeah, I mean, Look, even with the score resetting, I think we can tell what's going on here. Mastasz is missing and maliszewski is not. And why is he FCing again? Why is he FCing this?
What's he doing this, Dio? Why is Ristel doing this? I mean, yes, he is kind of a god. A young god at that, but he has FC'd this Nomad 3 immaculately. Clearly showing that he was ready for this map. Beautiful stuff from maliszewski. 100 and 150 was separating him from an SS. And as you can see on the score, as long as that's not another Bancho screw up, Mastasz was not ready for it. And that gives himself that's 2 points for maliszewski now. 2-1.
A solid start to the match for maliszewski. Of course, Mastasz not far behind. Has only picked one map so far. I'm expecting Nomad 2 next, frankly. As that's the other remaining Nomad mechanics picks that isn't Nomad 5. Huh?
Hidden 2?
Hidden 2
Wait,
into maliszewski.
Is there like a Mastasz Windows update right now? Is Mastasz like really good at hidden?
Not to my knowledge. We'll see though.
I tried to do some good research on Mastasz with my prior knowledge of him, and I did not remember having hidden 2 as an option against maliszewski of all opponents. Maybe some others, it might, raise an eyebrow, but maybe you can kind of bat your eye against, maybe turn around and be like, you know what, he might have this. But against Risto, this is a really gutsy pick. Maybe some people would call it silly, but I like to think optimistically. Maybe Mastasz has something in the bag. Maybe he's very comfortable on kind of the mapping style of this, rather than the pure fact that it's a AR8 hidden. But we have to wait and see. We're going into the hidden 2 now. Seeing a few issues here, just loading up the players. Just bear with us just one moment. Unfortunately, we're seeing the bug once again. Yeah. Seems to be a recurring issue at the moment. People to kind of estimate how he's doing. He's not doing too bad. He definitely looks relatively comfortable here if you kind of pay attention to his cursor movement. It really doesn't seem too bad on this. He doesn't seem to be majorly misreading anything. This definitely seems like a pick that he wants to go for, but Risto just cannot load onto the screen, cannot see what's going on so far. Now all we can see is a bugged out Mastasz, unfortunately.
Anybody else love the tournament client? I mean, honestly, it's one of my favorite things, It's just one of my favorites. I really enjoy watching the tournament client do things like this. It's just fantastic, just one of my favorites. How does this happen is the question. How does this even happen?
Yeah, I mean, we've never seen this before. Legit. This is an out of nowhere thing for us.
All I can do is speculate. I don't know. I don't really know.
It's strange that this is specifically for Mastasz. Maybe it's the player 2 spot. Maybe that's messing this up. Maybe it's Mastash's client that might need to be restarted. I don't know. I'm trying to pull things out here. Cannot know what's gone on. Ristel appears to have left the lobby, which is why we haven't seen him load. Whether it's a leave or a crash, we are not aware just yet. I need to wait for a word of production of whether we know whether it was a manual exit or a crash. These things are very capable of happening. So we're just waiting for an update. We're currently trying to see the change here, and from what we can see, we did see maliszewski instantly log off, which does kind of show the signs of potential disconnect or maybe an internet crash, but thankfully that's all good. We're currently loading everything back out. We apologize for this production issues here, ladies and gentlemen. We're trying our best to get this fixed up as quick as possible, but this is a bug we've never seen before. So we are trying to see as many options as possible. With that Ristel disconnect, we're gonna have a little bit of time to adjust, maybe fix things up.
Hopefully, we can figure out what's going on with the tournament client bugs. It's not one that I've seen before in the many years I've been streaming and commentating. So that's a new one.
Yeah, this really
never seen Bancho just deny a player all of their score before. That's something. Apparently, Maliszewski played the whole map in that lobby, but was offline during the match. Did get just under 400k on the map and did complete the map, but
I think the simplest way of stating this to our wonderful viewers is that Bancho really do be tripping right now.
yeah,
It's it's just really strange. First off, we see Aristal disconnect, yet he's still in the lobby, but appears offline, but still set the score. This is really strange.
it's something. It's something for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very very interested to see how all of this actually happens.
The question is, did Ristal win that hidden 2-point?
I don't
because
know.
Mastash didn't seem to disconnect. We know that Ristal got.
It looks like we're replaying it. It looks like we're just replaying the point. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, Mastash is fixed!
Oh,
finally!
It's fixed! Oh my god! Ladies and gentlemen,
I'm-
finally! I think we're good. Oh, what a relief. We don't have to endure this for the whole match, Dio.
Thank God.
Thank goodness. Anyway, well, we are going to be replaying this hidden 2. And we see a little bit of an early discrepancy here. Mastash struggling in the early game, building up some accuracy at the intro phase here. Maliszewski does look decent here. But that tiny break from Mastash to the first few circles is going to give him that combo disadvantage, giving Ristal that kind of early lead. We're about a third of the way through. There's still time for something to potentially happen.
This map is relatively tricky, by the way. You can see lots of perfect overlaps, lots of stacks, and Mastash does get tripped up on some of the mechanics afterwards. Some of the awkward aim in this map also very, very difficult. Does find the miss, and now it's just Maliszewski in position to win, right? The last score was 400k for him. He's making the previous score look like a sight read on this map. As now he's just full comboing 99% accuracy, right? Like,
oh, he is.
I feel like
good.
the last score might have just been sight read for him because now he's just easily 99% FCing. Finally drops a couple hundreds, but I mean, yeah. What do you do? What do you do, right?
Maliszewski continues to hold on to this combo past the last quarter of this map. Question really is now is if he's going to FC, because Mastash unfortunately is not holding up to the plate, or is a little too late, and a chain miss from Ristal's going to lead to that miss. Losing at 99 as well, going down to 97. But I think it's too little too late here for Mastash. Maliszewski is going to take the hidden 2 and hugely buff his score by 300k, well over that now. Maybe 350 if he continues to hold, and the score system is a bit forgiving for him. Climbing up slowly but surely. I think it's safe to say he's going to get 748. That is exactly, if I remember correctly, 348k higher than his previous scoreline. So brilliant improvement from Maliszewski. Mastash with the 500k. Tried, but
yeah, just about 350k higher for Maliszewski, and Mastash would have won if we had taken the 400k from Maliszewski previously. So that is very unfortunate for Mastash with all of the disconnection issues and everything happening. Honestly, kind of an unlucky miss at the start too. Missed on mechanics at the start, just missed on aim, and then continued to combo after that longer than Maliszewski did. So if he had just held through the early stages, would have actually been fine on that map. Just couple of unlucky things for Mastash all at the same time. And now Maliszewski picking speed. Actually picking the Nomad 5, still left up. This map gets harder and harder throughout the map. It starts off relatively easy and then picks up in intensity during the second half, and then picks up in intensity again during the last part of the map, during the hardest part. So this is really one of those maps where if you are struggling on the intro at all, you're going to have a very bad time come the second half. And even then, if you can combo but find an unlucky miss during the start of the second half, you're going to have a bit of an interesting time during the back half. Maliszewski, I think, is sight reading, man, because that guy, he almost got slow slided on the very first slider in this map.
I mean, Mastash did get slow slided, so yeah, say what you want. Yeah, that slow slider nearly tripped up both, but did manage to trip up Mastash. But yeah, as you mentioned before, this is kind of consistent 234 BPM burst heavy kind of speed, but it really does ramp up to a second half, and the ending gets even crazier with just a bombardment of extra bursts and a lot of slider jumps in between to potentially make you slider break towards the end and choking your FC. But so far, so good for both these players. Mastasz with quite literally like a 2-combo disadvantage. Literally nothing at the moment. Accuracy a little bit in the further leader, maliszewski giving himself that little bigger advantage. Reaching the first halfway mark here. maliszewski does reach 99, but Mastasz is also holding good with the first half. Will the second half be what tests him and maybe leads to a break? This is Ristal's pick, so it's safe to say he's more comfortable. And on top of that, Mastasz did ban the double time 2. Double time 2 being the double time equivalent of the speed category, which is a similar skill set to this. So it's safe to say that Mastasz was not ready for the speed, but he's looking really comfortable so far. We're getting into a much harder section now where the difficulty just ramps up massively, but we're not seeing any break from either player. maliszewski refusing to drop down his major accuracy here, gaining further and further, reaching 99.4. Mastasz, though, despite dropping a little bit of accuracy, continues to hold on to the combo. It's getting close, but that big stream is whiffed by no one. And it only gets harder from here. A break for Mastasz, though. And a chain miss to carry it on. Ristal looking so good here. And I think that score is going way too far in his favor now. Ristal will take this Nomad 5 for sure.
Yeah, that's a pretty good score from Ristal.
Wow.
This map does not have many FCs on it. It is relatively well known as well. Has been around for quite some time, but there's only so many FCs on this. I think there's something like 25 or so full combos on this map at all. So very solid score from maliszewski. This would be about 600 PP. That's a 600 PP score, and he would be number 8 on the map. That's top 8 on the map.
Imagine getting a top 8. What do you say? Did you say number
top
8 it was?
Number 8 exactly.
Top 8 on a map's leaderboards in match. That's quite insane. That is definitely a good omen to prove how insanely powerful maliszewski is. Just as a player, just full stop as a player. He is 4-1 up now against Mastasz, but Mastasz does answer with Normal 2. A map that I would probably consider to be one of the better matchups for him in the Nomad pool, and the final Nomad map as well. No, actually no, Nomad 6 is also open. I take that back. I retract my statement. There is Nomad 6 as well, but Nomad 2 I would consider being one of Mastasz's best bet to take this. maliszewski kind of in previous tournaments has had notable chokes on these Nomad 2s. Not to say that he won't FC, not to say that he's particularly weak on these. It's just, you know, it's kind of understandable to see kind of this being a valid option for Mastasz. On top of that, Mastasz being pretty good on these Nomad 2s in general.
Yeah, this is kind of a non-standard Nomad 2. For what it's worth, it's a little bit more focused on flow aim. Lots of kind of aim control focused stuff. There's some cut streams in this map. There's some really high spacing transition patterns between sliders and streams in this map. So not exactly your super standard Nomad 2. It might be something that catches maliszewski off as well. So Mastasz now, I think, has a good opportunity on this map to take a point, to take some back. A lot of the stamina in this map is really towards the back half, and you can see already the cut streams and wiggle streams of this map much more focused on aim control than your usual Nomad 2. A lot of the long streams in this map don't get started until a third of the way in or so. These players are going to have some time to get accustomed to the type of spacing you see in this map, and actually it's Mastasz who finds the first early break.
An early miss here for Mastasz. Break comes through as well. We can see both the scores. They can see each other's scores. XD from Mastasz. An unfortunate early miss here. And maliszewski's got a very secure early lead here. Next key that's going to build up towards his next quarter. Mastasz drops a few 100s, but we're going into a stream section here. You can already see the 195 stream, kind of the spacing here. Very flow aim control heavy. And no play misses on those 3-note bursts. Cut streams as well. seeming very, very comfortable here. The early break from Mastasz seems to have been a very unfortunate fluke or a misplay because he's looking really, really good right now. But Ristal just looks so much better. Look at this accuracy, Dio.
Yeah, I mean, you can say, you know, maybe the non-standard flow aim catches maliszewski off, but, you know, that's kind of his thing, is like non-standard flow aim, right? He just full comboed the alt map earlier, had a very good score on the tech map as well, so it's not as if this is something that maliszewski is going to have all that much trouble with, and unfortunately for Mastasz, that early break at the start is really dooming him to a loss at the moment. He's pretty much dependent on maliszewski finding a miss in the back half of this map. And to be fair, it does get harder in the back half, so it's non-0% chance that that happens. But the problem is that Mastasz is going to have to hold through everything here, and he does not. The accelerating, decelerating space streams in the middle of the map catch Mastasz, and that pretty much seals it. It's 99.6 accuracy on the FC for maliszewski to 97 AC with multiple breaks for Mastasz, and that is almost unwinnable in most cases in a 1v1.
Yeah, in all fairness, that stream was really, really tough. One of the hardest streams in this map. And unfortunately, despite maliszewski doing good, it was Mastasz who couldn't hold on to that combo. And despite him doing really well towards this late section, which is arguably the hardest section of the map, kind of gets harder and harder the longer this runs. As you already mentioned, about past the first third of this map, that's when it gets really, really tough. And we're going to the final third of this map here. The break is shown. I think it's safe to say that maliszewski definitely takes this now. He's so, so far ahead. And it's going to ramp up even more the later this map goes on. Kind of going into the final parts here. You can see the streams kind of ramping up a little bit. A few more decel axels, a few more awkward doubles here that could trip people up. And it does trip up Mastasz once again. But Ristal looks so, so good. This is child's play for him. This is what he's doing right now is like me doing a 2-star. Like this is ridiculous. What is he doing here?
All right, so accuracy is let's see. Let me run this through the PP counter real quick. Hold on.
Here we go. Dio whips out his PP calculator.
I've got the Google Chrome extension ready.
He hits the big stream as well. So does Mastasz. But whoa. That was really good. Maliszewski destroys on this Nomad 2 and gives himself a 4th point on the board. That is amazing. What is the score? He also gets the perfect combo to boot. How high is this on the map's leaderboards?
Well, it's a custom, so this is unranked. Okay. But it would be 650 PP if ranked. That's just a straight up a second consecutive 600 in match.
That's unreal. That is absolutely unreal.
I mean, this is why most people consider this guy the best tournament player around, right? Like, people consider maliszewski a better tournament player than even people like Emrek and Whitecat, right? We'll see as this tournament goes on. It's been a while since we've had maliszewski versus Emrek or maliszewski versus Whitecat directly in match 1v1. So we'll get to see that probably at some point in this tournament. I'm looking forward to those matches most of all. But this is why people consider maliszewski the best tournament player around, because even though other players are better on the solo leaderboards and can farm better and can set scores that are inhuman when there is no tournament match at stake, when there is one at stake, maliszewski is the one who dominates.
Yeah. For sure, you've hit the nail right on the head. But like maliszewski has also set some absurd scores in solo. I strongly recommend you check them out. I think some of his most unique scores are the hidden double time tech heavy maps that are just absurd to watch. But we are going into the next pick here. Very, 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 very quickly. Hard Rock 2 is what's picked next here for Mastasz. This is probably one of his stronger maps, aside from the 2 Hard Rocks that maliszewski is banned. Of course, being known for being that very, very strong hard rock player for Poland in the OWC team.
This is actually maliszewski's pick, by the way.
Oh, why is the color red? Why is the color on Hard Rock 2 red?
Because
I got confused for a second. Oh, okay.
It is a hard rock pick.
Yeah, you know what? You're not wrong, actually. This is maliszewski's pick. I completely forgot that Nomad 2 was picked up by Mastasz.
But yeah, this is pretty much what you see is what you get. Lots of aim control, lots of awkward aim in this map. Not much more. There's some light flow aim in this pick, but the main draw here is that it is CS7. Just straight up CS7. It's hard to aim that circle size.
Yep, there's Hard Rock 2 having a ridiculous circle size of 7. You know, your average is 6.5. It's just a little bit small, just a little bit more difficult here. And we do see a break there from maliszewski. Finally, Mastasz has a notable lead here since that previous map that he won. We're going into the final quarter here. And maliszewski has recovered here and does have a little bit of wiggle room if Mastasz was to break, and he does! We see another big... I believe that was a slider break there from Mastasz. Ristel now flips the score lead. And as long as he doesn't reset the combo again, this is a great room for him to push his lead further away, go into a little bit of stream session and go into the final part. I think Ristel has got it.
I think this is probably a match at this point. It is best of 11 in these early rounds, and we are already at 5-1, so this is looking like GG here. We're into the cooldown section. That is the win for maliszewski, 6-1 in this match. And that is going to be it. Well played from maliszewski, winning that last pick, winning multiple in a row after that first point from Mastasz on the Nomad 1. But kind of a rough match for Mastasz, who did have, honestly, a couple of unlucky things happen between the Hidden 2 disconnection issues and on the Nomad 5, not quite able to find the full combo. Would have lost on AK anyway, but still a relatively good match from Mastasz, despite losing 6-1 here. He did still have a lot of really solid scores. The 550k on Hidden 2 and the 680k on Nomad 5 in particular, very, very strong. And 500k on that last map is also nothing to sneeze at. Very, very solid scores from him, just not quite good enough. And that's almost always how it is against maliszewski, is none of your scores are going to be quite good enough because he's just that much better in tournament.
Yeah, that is it. Maliszewski takes the first match of Corsace Closed 2023 in beautiful, dominating fashion. Mastasz did get a chance to throw a punch on that Nomad 1. But aside from that, it is all the Maliszewski show. And that is it for our first match here. The next matches are going to be on the Saturday and the Sundays. So stay tuned on the weekend. You will not want to miss our next matchups here. But this match was a surefire dominant start for Maliszewski. A good omen for his future runs here. And he's got some tough opponents in the next winner stages here. It's safe to say that he's going to have some brilliant challenges. I mean, you have the best tournament players in the world here. You've got Black Dog 5, you've got MREC, you've got Krilla, you've got MCY4, you've got so many great players. You've got Karcher, you've got so many formidable tournament stars that it's exciting. It's an exciting prospect to see Maliszewski take on these powerful players to really solidify himself as that top player and top tournament player in the world. He's number 1 in seeding, but in bracket, he's got some challenges, and I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, we'll see who his next opponent is. He'll face off against the winner of Taquito versus Zudinator. And of course, Mastasz will be facing the loser of that matchup next weekend. If you want to see the schedules, they are on the main sheet in the Discord. They are also on the Figma website if you want to take a look at the schedules there. But our next match will be happening Saturday at 11 UTC. That'll be between MREC and Crystal. We've got matches all day Saturday, all day Sunday. So stay tuned, follow and subscribe to the YouTube channel for notifications on those matches when we go live. They will all be streamed here live at the Corsace YouTube. Thank you all for watching. Thank you to Shiba for casting, and of course to the streamer for dealing with all the technical difficulties. And we'll see you all back here Saturday, 11 UTC.
Take care, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you next weekend, or this weekend. We'll see you soon.